So, I've been thinking about this lately. I feel like I have a theory or two on it. One of the reasons being, because yes, I do understand how stupid it is that females would be attracted to serial killers. Like, what's the point? It does sound and seem really, really stupid, and that's one reason why I've been thinking about it. I have that standpoint of like how all men look at it as like, oh, that's weird, and girls are weird for that. But I also have the standpoint of being the typical girl who is attracted to serial killers. Now, I know that sounds insane, and you may be thinking, wow, every girl who has this attraction to serial killers, they must be insane in some way. And that's what I thought for a long time too, and that's why I never addressed it on my own accord. I thought it was really weird, it's really creepy, and so I never really wanted to think about it much. But in turn, I actually did think about it a lot without realizing it. This yin and yang tattoo, yes, it's a Buddhism symbol, yes, it means a lot of things, and it's important to me for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason that I got this tattoo is because of the movie Natural Born Killers. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's my favorite movie of all time. I always loved it, and I always told people it was because the basis of the movie is them making fun of how America glorifies murderers. So it's basically, if you're smart enough to see past all of the like actual killing and terrible things going on, which somehow I enjoy as well, if you can look past all of the gruesome, horrifying things happening in the movie, it's really them making fun of how America glorifies murder and how all females go crazy about murderers, and a lot of Americans, young teenagers specifically, middle-aged people, like to look up to murderers and like to research them and go crazy about it and watch a bunch of shows about it and watch movies about it. It's just something that America has always done. And nobody really looks into, well, why, That's kind of the basis of Natural Born Killers. It makes you think a lot about that specific thing, and it also makes you fall in love with the main characters, which blows my mind, but the main character is Woody Harrelson. Yeah, he's the one who has this tattoo on his arm, right here, exactly, right here. I got this when I was 16. This was my first tattoo. And I don't get tattoos unless I think about them for a long time and I know I want them on my body forever. This was something I always wanted on my body. I knew it since I saw that movie. I don't know why, but I love him. I love his character Mickey in that movie. And I love Mallory in that movie. Mickey and Mallory. Let's just say, if you haven't seen that movie, when you do watch it, for some reason you fall in love with the main characters and you fall in love with their love story, even though they are gruesome murderers. And okay, I'm not saying everybody will, of course, not everybody will, but the people who have some sort of weird attraction and connection and obsession with serial killers, you will absolutely love that movie. So, my opinion, what I've been thinking on the subject matter is, I started to think about it more when the Ted Bundy stuff came out recently with Zac Efron. Everybody freaked out, and I feel like it made more women come out of their closets, so to speak, with how they feel about serial killers and how for some reason they're attracted to Ted Bundy, and maybe not actually Ted Bundy, but for some reason they're attracted to the character, they're attracted to the story, they're attracted to what happened and why he did it. They want to know, and they want to, if anything, they would give anything to talk to the man in person, So it's brought out a lot of those females who didn't know that they were like that before. And it's made me think about it more because I have been like that secretly for years, since I was a young adult, a young teenager. I started to think about the realistic reasons as to why women would ever be attracted to serial killers. What realistically, genetically, and historically makes women, a large group of them, a large quantity of them, what makes them actually attracted and extremely intrigued by serial killers? I'm wondering, and I honestly think that this almost makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. Women have always kind of been gatherers, so to speak, and the men have always been hunters. Am I right? I'm not saying that women can't hunt. I'm not saying that women can't kill animals and fend for themselves and feed themselves. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, random little tidbits that will help along with my conspiracy theory, I guess you could say. As hunters, men have to kill things. They have to know how to kill things. They have to have the guts to kill things, and they have to know what to do in every stage and every step. And if they're ashamed about it, it's okay. I've never met a man who hunts who's ashamed about it, so I'll leave it at that. So that's a specific quality that a lot of women like, and I think it's a specific quality that a lot of women like and seek out without knowing it. So that being said, and I think this because women, without knowing it, subconsciously, we're seeking out mates, and we're seeking out the best mates that are suitable for us and that are suitable for the children that we want to have. So like survival of the fittest. So without knowing it, you're seeking out, and I'm not saying that everybody, again, I'm not saying this is everybody, but I'm saying women, some women, without knowing it, are seeking out this type of strong characteristic in a man so that when they do have children, they are more likely to survive, more likely to be able to fend off aggressors or attacking animals or anything like that. They're seeking out men with this strong characteristic to ensure the survival of themselves and their family in the future. So without knowing it, so like I'm imagining like cave people in this time. So like the evolution of humanity, I'm just thinking of these small little characteristics that stuck with us, and we don't know about it and we don't think about it. So I feel like that could make a lot of sense. They're seeking out that to ensure the survival of their family and their survival of their bloodline. So to connect that to serial killers. Now, I'm not saying that a woman would seek out a man who kills people. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is humans are animals. And we seem to have forgotten about that fact as society has built up and, we've become more civilized and all that stuff. We've forgotten that humans are animals. And as cavemen and as evolution occurred, humans had to do things to survive, which had to do with killing other humans. Humans are animals. Killing happens. Things happen to where somebody's attacking another human, or, imagine a caveman and his wife and his family. They're gathering and they're eating dinner. And a lone caveman, is really hungry and he sees them eating food. Well, he decides to come and try to kill his family and steal all his food. So what do you think in that instance the caveman is going to do? Protect his family and unfortunately have to kill the other man. Well, that probably happened quite a bit in multiple various situations throughout history. So you gotta think, men have killed other men a lot throughout history. So the viewpoints have changed a lot throughout society, throughout laws being made and the government being made and all of the things that, stop people from murdering people. And obviously, yes, murdering is horrible. Murdering is a terrible thing, and it is good that laws have, you know, come the way that they have against a lot of things. But yeah, that's kind of my theory on why a large quantity of women might be attracted to serial killers, and they don't know why. And a lot of them are scared to admit it or just don't want to talk about it. But a lot of other women don't care and they will talk about it. But still, a lot of them on both sides still don't understand why. And I don't think anybody ever will. But I think that once I start to connect the dots, a lot of things like that start to make sense to me. You tend to feel bad for like being attracted to things like that, and you tend to, you know, feel like it's a bad quality and not want to talk about it. But when you realize that it's probably human nature, it's not something that you can control. A lot of things humans can't control: love, attraction, sexual attraction, things like that. You can't control these things, and that is a huge part of it. It's not something like, oh, I'm choosing to be attracted to this serial killer in a way that I don't understand. No, you're not choosing that. It's your body reacting to something or somebody is not a choice. So that's why I started to look into it, because as a female myself who has these weird attraction feelings towards serial killers and towards like stories like that and like shows like True Detective, and never known why, and I started to just really analyze it, and you know, I thought maybe I'd make a video about it. I don't know if this made sense to any of you guys, but I feel like I can connect with a lot of women on this, and if you liked the video, let me know. I hope you guys do. Yeah, that's my theory. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, good night, good evening, whatever you're doing. Bye.